Okay, let's get started. My clipboard here. I have a fancy, fancy clipboard.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Every show I do, somebody brings up Black Panther. It's awesome. It was a good movie.
Where do you want to sit in the middle?
Oh, no, actually, I want you guys over there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
please. Get over there.
Oh wait, in front of Chris.
Yeah, you can scooch over and there we go.
Yeah.
I just block him out. It's just a head. Just a floating
This is
head.
the future.
I have your keys.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, do we move it?
Okay, Facebook. Hello. Man, welcome everybody. Welcome to Garon-Time. I'm Christian Garon, and I'm here now. And I'm here with Cooper Bebo, Danny Mack,
Hey.
and the digital rendition of Christopher J. Wilcox. Chris, where are you coming from? You're in Edmonton right now, right?
Yeah. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, for anyone from the States.
What?
For anyone in the States.
For anyone in the States, okay. I was like, what?
Western Hemisphere. Milky Way galaxy.
Just to let everyone on Facebook know, we're unable to use a microphone tonight, so we do apologize for any hiccups with the sound. Hopefully you guys will bear with us. So welcome to Garon-Time. We are talking all about the brand new hit indie Canadian film Heel Kick, but I guess it isn't brand new.
Yeah.
But it is brand new in the, you can buy it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A month. It's been out for like a month.
okay.
Yeah. Pretty new.
It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Tell us about Heel Kick. This is a film that you created, Danny Mack, so you wrote this.
Mm-hmm. I wrote it and co-directed it. I thought I would try directing this time. Just for shits. It's about two backyard wrestlers that try to go pro despite lacking any semblance of athleticism or intelligence or drive whatsoever. And I play Reggie, one of the backyard wrestlers. Chris plays Maurice, his best friend, and also a pro wrestling hopeful. And Cooper plays the documentarian Roger, hired to follow them and document their journey.
Cooper, have you ever actually thought about becoming a documentarian? Because you really nailed that role.
I have actually. I have like 30 documentary ideas in my head, but I'll never do them. I have like 30 ideas for every career that exists, but I'll never do any of them. Like I want to be whatever.
Like an ice road trucker, you're
Yeah.
always talking about
Ice road trucking, whatever that
when
is.
you would masturbate on the road.
Ice
Wow.
And how it's different than when they would normally do it, which is in the truck stop bathrooms. But your idea is to not even drive the truck and masturbate at home.
Yeah.
What's that?
You too?
That's right.
If you didn't catch that, Christopher said you just do it while you're driving because you're way higher than everybody else.
I do like to look down. So
You're a pretty tall guy, so that works.
What if you're driving stick, though?
You're always driving stick. We have a different crew on. We have a very different type of people on tonight.
Show what's on the rails.
Well,
they just subtitle way better stuff.
we're all professionals, for real, somehow. I want to actually jump into, I've actually increased the Garon-Time 3 to the Garon-Time 4 for this show. So we're going to start, the first question I'm going to ask, where are each of you from? Danny, why don't you go first? Where do you come from? Where do you go?
You might get a little bit of deja vu in this response here, but I am from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, as Chris specified.
For all the people in the States.
For all the people in the States, the United States of America, and the states of China as well. Any country that, no, those are provinces. United Provinces of China. Probably don't know that Edmonton is in Alberta, which is in Canada. That's where I'm from. I took way too long answering this question.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, you're from Edmonton, Alberta as well? Yeah. That's where like you're originally from?
Here? You can talk.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, Cooper, you go ahead. I have to grab something. Tell them about yourself.
Same deal, Edmonton. But I was, just to mix it up, I was born there and moved right away when I was like 4 or 5. Didn't go back till I was about 15, but most of my life.
To Red Deer, right?
Yeah, Red Deer, Fort McMurray for a bit as well. The old Fort Mac.
That's
And
my
then,
home
oh yeah, that's right. And then yeah, all over Alberta.
Nice. And then you're out here now. You've been out here for a few years.
We moved-
Chris, you were out here for a few years too, right? Or a couple of years?
Yeah, 5 years actually. It was 5 years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Man, that time flies.
Yeah. 5 years, that sounds right, because we've been here for 7. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We had a big deal. It was like a half a decade, and I was still there for that.
Yeah, we had a big party. We had a pool party.
Oh, pool parties. Hollywood people and pool parties.
That's right. At the local
all
Y.
3 of us.
Yeah, just us at the Y.
So I had to grab something because I realized I put the questions off to the side and I was actually reading the play from what we did on the last episode and it wasn't making any sense.
Go!
Professionals. What inspired you to do heel kick? Was this a group thing or did it all start with you?
It's all me. These guys had nothing to do with it at all. Well, that's not true in the least. But the original idea came from me, and I loved wrestling growing up, and so did my older cousin. And he was actually like very athletic and charming, and like muscular and tall, and he always wanted to be a pro wrestler. So he went to a prestigious pro wrestling school in Alberta. And after a week, he dropped out. And this was after like decades of talking about this is what his career was going to be. And then it was just interesting to hear him talk about how it was different than he thought it was going to be. And then he would also tell me about some of the other guys in the class who were like, they're not committed at all. They don't exercise. They don't eat properly. They're fucking late and they're high or drunk every like chance that they're not in the rings. They're not taking care of themselves. And I was like, those guys would be fun to follow because they still think that they're going to be like a world champion one day. So that's kind of where the idea came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I knew Chris and I would be able to take a beating if we were going to make a movie about this. I thought we would probably get hit in the head with a chair at least once or twice if we could make it into a movie. We would sacrifice our few remaining brain cells.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Cooper, did you ever step into the ring at any point in this film?
Not in like the way that you're thinking, but
No, but did you ever do any practice stuff, or did anybody ever beat you up?
No.
No.
Never.
Okay.
People always everyone's always like, oh man, I would love to do that because a lot of people are fans of wrestling, watch the
Yes.
movies, like, oh, I'd give anything to get the chance to take a chair. I was like, no, not for me. No thanks. I didn't take anything. There was like opportunities all the time. And I was like, no, I don't want to do any of this kind of stuff. But
Yeah, unscripted. Like the trainers while we were shooting scenes were like, "Do you, Roger? Do you want to get some?" And you're like, "No, that's not in the scene. That's not part of the movie."
But that made
It never
it into
appeared.
a movie.
Yeah, that's
there's
right.
A little, yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
there
little
is a
snippet.
part. What's that?
stop interrupting, Chris.
Oh yeah, we did. We smashed him with a cooking sheet. That's
Yeah.
right.
That was fun.
Oh,
That's
yes,
like
yeah,
super. Like it feels like paper.
Yeah, it was easy.
I mean, it
peasy.
hurts a lot. And
And he's a tough brute,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but no, we did a. Danny made us all get in the ring on the very first day to like, as sort of like I don't know, some kind of group thing, just to feel. Do you remember that even?
I remember we did our script read
Yeah.
in the ring together, and that's it.
Just
That's
a way
all I
to,
remember.
To bond in the ring.
Just a way for
To bond in the ring. Nice.
Yeah,
I
that's
like it. You did play a trick on Cooper, though, didn't you?
Yes.
I think I remember
He
the
thinks
screening.
we've been friends this whole time.
Oh, this is the breakout show. That friendship is brought. No, you did that already on Victor Lucas' show.
Oh, right.
I
like
watched-
shitting on Coop
I
from like
watched that
someone
one.
else's garage. No. What was the
When we went to the screening in Vancouver, you guys talked about how you told Scotty Mack, who was the owner of the school and the league, that he was a wrestling hater and he thought it was stupid.
It wasn't even
Well,
it wasn't even It was just because the lines were blurred of like what was real and what wasn't. I think like Scotty on his own just naturally was like, oh, like this guy is a real director who doesn't respect what we do, and so like offset and like all the time he was just rude to me, not in a bad way. Like he just was like, yeah,
like he gave you the business, all the time.
And it could have just been him in character. Like I don't even personally know. I still don't really know. We called him out. Yeah, he was in the audience, and I don't know.
Yeah, like we don't know if Scotty knew that Cooper wasn't the real. First of all, we don't know if he knows that Cooper's name is Cooper.
Yeah.
Like he like referred to him as his character's name the whole time. And then he also thinks that you might have literally directed the movie and hated pro wrestling while you were doing it. We never even got answers for these. After even like saying it to Scotty's face, he's like, they were like, no.
This is kind of a funny thing, but one of my bosses at one of my jobs knows him, knows several of the wrestlers, and knows a bunch of people in the film industry. That sounds exactly like Scotty Mack, apparently.
He is super nice though.
They're all
insane.
That's good.
Guys.
That's great to hear.
But like even like at the last scene, we went to go shoot at like one of their real events, and I had to go get like fake real setup footage of me pretending to direct the match or whatever.
Right.
So I went and like tried to bug him to pretend like me and him were having a friendly chat, but he just blew me off completely. And that's like we have footage of that. So like it was super confusing.
Yeah, we have evidence that this is all happening.
Oh, that is awesome.
I love you, Scotty.
I have a question for Danny and Christopher. So, if for those who haven't seen the film, Danny and Christopher had to legitimately become professional wrestlers to pull this film off. Tell us about that. Christopher, you go first. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we did a lot of training. We used to, every Sunday, essentially, we go up and Scotty and all the trainers would kind of give us a run at what's going on in the industry. And we do a bunch of somersaults, and I tweaked my knee at one point, which sucked. But yeah, no, you learned a lot. But learning as much as we did, I learned how little we actually knew at the end of it. Like, these guys do an insane amount of work, an insane amount of prep before they ever get in the ring. And all we had to do was learn like a certain set of skills, like a certain amount of moves that we could do well. And the rest, like, it was all planned. But when they get in the ring, it's all improvised. And it was a very humbling experience.
That's awesome.
I like how the summary was we did a bunch of somersaults.
Yeah. He's got a good point. Like, the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know yet. So, like, I remember as soon as we learned how to, like, run the ropes and take a bump, we were like, that's pretty much it, right? Like, that's half the battle. But no, the more you learn and the more experienced people you work with, the more you're like, wow, this is really intense if you want to be good at it. And yeah, for our final match, we didn't have the confidence that like another professional wrestler would. And like he said, they improvise their matches for the most part. They know their big spots and how the match is going to end and who's going to run in and whatever. But for the most part, it's not planned out beat for beat. Ours was because, you know, we just didn't want to panic in the heat of the moment and screw up. Plus, we needed to be able to tell the camera operators where to go for the big moments and have all that set up and ready to go. But
well, your actors first, and then
and pro wrestlers like
second.
9.
9. That's awesome. No, that's
I realized that when we were doing it, it was kind of annoying sometimes to go every Sunday. Like, I wake up and like, I don't want to do this today. Like, immediately after, like 2 weeks later, I was like, oh man, I miss everyone in wrestling. I want to go back. But, you know, I wasn't going to pay to do that, so.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah. No, it was we both missed them afterwards. Like we missed the camaraderie and you know, you form brotherhoods and sisterhoods with everyone who's there, and it's really cool. You know, it's just imagine being in any other sporting league for like 6 months, except everything you do, you hold someone else's life in your hands and vice versa. So yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. And now we haven't talked to any of them in years, and they probably wouldn't even recognize us if they passed us on the street. But at the time, we were thick as thieves.
That's funny. You talk about how you get into the ring, and the more you learn, the more you know you don't know. I was just gonna say that is exactly like Garon-Time. That's the more I do this, the more I realize I'm sucking at doing this.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm gonna touch your knee and let you know you're doing a good job, bud.
I'm glowing. I'm just glowing.
Such a good job. My pops did this to me when I got pulled. I was pitching a game and they pulled me, and then we were in the drive home. It was quiet. He goes, "You did good, bud."
Your hand's so warm.
Well, I've been ice road trucking, if you know what I mean.
What is ice road? What is that?
Ice road truckers?
I don't even know what that is.
Do you know what that is, Chris?
No.
What? No one knows ice road
I've never
truckers.
heard of that term in my
It's
life.
the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy of 2010 reality shows.
But what's the difference between trucking and ice road? Is it just literally you're on icy roads?
Yeah, they
They're
truck
for
on
that.
icy roads.
Is that what happened on the Coca-Cola last night?
Does something
Was it an
happen?
ice road trucker that screwed up the Coca-Cola?
Possibly. I
Oh
mean,
man.
We don't know what happens way out in your Abbotsford world. Anything outside of gas sound and these sirens, I honestly don't know.
You guys have a
all we know is
metropolis here.
Edmonton and the downtown metropolitan core of Vancouver, and that's it.
You guys need to get out more and get cultured.
That's true. I can't argue with that.
At least Christopher's like traveling around for his restaurant and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You don't say the restaurant name.
Something else.
Grand Prairie.
Grand the yeah, I've been there a couple times.
I was there and the same old foods.
Do you think you get actually technically more culture going to a place like Grand Prairie as opposed to?
Sure. There's definitely a
Different
particular. There's a different kind. Every place has its own kind of culture, and I think Grand Prairie really. That's probably the most. I'm trying not to be offensive.
Maybe we should just move on.
It's the most. It's
And
ever
I
been
have
discussed
another
on
question
the
for you
podcast.
guys.
Smooth.
Grand Prairie exists, and it's great.
What are your top 10 favorite things about Grand Prairie?
No, that's not a question. That's not a question. I look at the three of you guys. So, Cooper, you and I met back in 2008 on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then we never actually met each other in real life until you and Danny and Christopher were already living in BC.
Yeah.
And we all met on the day that we were out to film. You guys were.
Oh yeah.
What movie was that?
So
We were doing background filming for a movie you guys had written.
Yeah.
Right, we were doing research for, so I suppose it would be research.
Yeah.
And then the four of us went. Chris was in his physical form then.
He was not on a digital rental.
He had not been uploaded into a tablet yet. Yeah, we wrote a movie called Ruby Starfish, and then we went and we planned like a wine tour.
Yeah.
We did an Okanagan wine
I
tour.
guess we were looking for locations. Really, was what it was, and really just turned into us drinking wine everywhere. But no, it was. At
It was
the
a good time.
It was helpful. Yeah, it was cool.
So fun.
Yeah,
I
it
loved
was a lot of fun.
I still have that footage actually.
Am I ignoring this camera the whole time? I should give this camera.
How many cameras are there actually on right now?
Three.
One,
Three.
two, three.
Yeah, this is Facebook is our dynamic camera. We only have
Facebook.
one cameraman in
Instagram?
the room.
Mhm.
Instagram,
And what's this one?
Twitch.
This one's Twitch.
Yeah.
So the kids are on this one.
Yes.
All the kids.
The ones that make the really vulgar statements are coming from Twitch.
Gotcha.
We experienced last week.
Gotcha.
They're waiting for us to play Mario, but it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. No one will get teabagged today, kids.
Well.
Maybe
Never say never.
not.
So to follow up with talking about that, I see you guys as kind of a three musketeers of independent filmmaking from Edmonton. So that's been my experience, but how did you three come to know each other and work together? Because you guys have done a lot together, from what I know.
Yeah.
Chris?
I'd say, well, Dan and I met in grade 8. We've been friends ever since then. It's funny, actually, in the grade 8, I thought to myself, like, I'm never going to see this guy ever again. And then, like, a month into summer, he gives me a call. He's like, hey, I want to come over and watch Kung Fu. So I was instantly on board. And then, yeah. Cooper, we were friends since drama grade 10 or 11. I can't remember. Either way, yeah. But I dropped out of drama for the last year. Then we only played pretty much Xbox together. And then we all kind of got together for
You really summed that up quite well, actually.
You covered it
was like
nicely,
everybody. That's
There's
fantastic.
like 3 weird phases I always feel like to us. Like because I knew of you guys in high school. Like we met in Japanese, class, and then I saw him. So I knew he existed.
Right.
Drama class for him as well. Knew he existed. We talked a little bit more because we did scenes together and stuff.
Okay.
But then phase 2 would be Xbox Live. We played Rainbow Six
We played an aggressive amount of Rainbow Six.
every day for
Yeah.
like 5 hours. So
Lot
our
of
true
Rainbow.
phase 2 bond was on Rainbow Six, and then phase 3 I guess would be like working together at jobs after high school. That's when it kind of
Yeah.
clicked.
Yeah,
for me,
that's
at
right.
least, yeah.
Nice. The culture of video games really can bring people together, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. How long did it take to create Heel Kick? From the inception of the idea to the first screening?
From the inception of the idea to the first screening is probably like 3.5 years, maybe 3. Yeah, something like that.
It really does take a lot of time sometimes. I guess there is a big span of kind of figuring out what to do next.
Yeah, there's a lot of we started the machine before we knew that we had the funds to even finish the movie off. So that was a lot of strategy that we invoked, and it was the only way to do it, though. Really, I mean, or it wasn't going to get done. So yeah, you don't have a lot of luxuries when you're a micro-budget film. So we just thought picking a start date and doing it and deciding to do it. That's the best tool that an independent filmmaker can have is just decidedly choosing a start date, and not one too far in the future either. So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I
For
think
sure.
we got a crew together like less than 3 months before we were going to start shooting, maybe less than 2 months even.
Which is just our trademark at this point.
Yeah,
really.
that's right. Yeah.
We just
Yeah,
find
no.
someone like, do you want to shoot a feature in 2 weeks? And then hopefully they say yes. And
I remember you posting on Facebook, oh, we're about to do this movie, yada yada, and then all of a sudden on Facebook, we just wrapped up principal photography. What?
Yeah,
Like,
principal
what?
photography was only 3 weeks.
That's great.
But we had to break, we'd been training for 3 months, and then we needed to train more for the final match. So we broke for another 3 months and trained more, and then we did the final scene of the movie.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any questions from anybody at this point?
Yeah.
only nice ones.
Okay.
It's coming from Twitch.
You get what I give you.
These ones.
Okay.
The tone of each of your voices is deeply appreciated, and it's soothing. A few people. Have you ever considered an ASMR channel on YouTube?
Man, that's one of my documentary ideas. I want to make
That's what
an
you
AS.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Man, it's such
What
a.
is that?
It's
It's like the
Autonomous.
squishy, like when they like cut the sand.
Sensory
Or, like-
meridian response.
so people
Tingles.
on a lot of people on YouTube will go on these videos, and it's like Wes Anderson would make an amazing movie. Like it's different things. Like some people will just sit there with like long nails and rub a book, like a hardcover book, for like hours, and people just listen to this stuff. But there's all these weird things. They'll just sit there and like squish clay, and people love the sound of fingers on clay, and it's hilarious, but also it gives you this thing like tingles, they call them.
Do you write to it?
No. But to bring it back to that, no, it's just it's like people do it because they experience this thing called these tingles, and apparently it's like this thing in your brain down to your spine that like gives this crazy feeling.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a whole thing. But I looked into it quite heavily because I thought it was really good for a movie idea. Yeah, there's some comedy there.
Cool.
Megan. Megan wants to know, what advice would you give someone who's trying to get into the TV/film industry?
What are you beatboxing with saliva?
What's going on over there?
Oh, it's a dog.
Is that a doggy?
Sounded like
Get the dog in the frame.
I'm trying to. She's not want to jump up.
She doesn't want to jump on your lap? What have you been...
Wait, the ladies' scream. That's all that you
breaking into...
let's just watch dogs for the rest of the.
If you want to be...
Where does Megan live?
Ontario? Is that my cousin Megan?
Yeah.
Megan Dog? Yeah, Ontario.
She could.
Ted is a super fan.
She
She's a super fan.
Yeah, superfan Megan 721 at yahoo.com or whatever.
That's the one.
That was the-
Sorry,
that's
keep
the
going.
username.
Keep getting interrupted.
I
On
think
to it.
Ontario has a decent enough film scene that you could do, that you could get on, like be a PA and like learn a lot about how a set works. If you want to be an actor or director, you should make your own anything. Like make like a, I don't know, like anything from a little YouTube thing to a short film or a feature. If you want to be a writer, you should just write all the time and try to get that out there as well. But yeah, producing your own stuff, I'd say, is the best thing that you can do.
We were talking about that on the last show. Yeah, Cindy and I were talking, and that's just, it's so saturated everywhere now. You just have to really do something. You just have to get up and do something.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper, anything to add to that?
No, not really. Just it's helpful to be doing your own stuff while pursuing other means. And if you're acting, get an agent, but also make your own stuff that you can do in your spare time. You can always improve by doing even little YouTube videos and stuff like that. So.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, do we have anything from Instagram? That's usual.
Thanks, Instagram.
Instagram is.
I thought that would be the number one for some reason.
It's the people on
'Cause it seems
Instagram
like
are very
easiest.
very visual. They like to listen. They're big listeners, and I'm okay with that. That's fine.
This one is directed towards Chris because if he was involved in the question, the answer would be obvious. But for Chris, between Cooper and Danny, who do you believe would destroy the other in a wrestling match?
Between the guy with zero training and
What was
Between Cooper and Danny, who would you imagine would destroy the other in a wrestling match and why?
it? Between me and Cooper.
pretend to think about it.
Christopher
I'm
says,
gonna go with Dan, because he's already had some training, and he's been thicker up top. He's got those nice pecs, those beautiful shoulders. So
You haven't felt my pecs in months.
You should see Cooper's pecs now. He's a freak. Well, maybe we'll wrestle right now and see. No, we won't do it.
so just in case the camera couldn't hear, Christopher, what was Christopher's answer?
Yeah,
a draw.
Cooper.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd win a wrestling match.
Okay. Dan would win a wrestling match.
Yeah.
But a love match.
A love match?
Danny
Gotta
wants-
give it to you every time.
Oh, man. You guys are
We
way
should
too
never-
close. So, who are your favorite? What's your favorite wrestlers, Cooper? Who's your favorite wrestler? Don't care if you don't know.
Whatever. The Rock.
Okay.
What a yummy sellout answer.
No, you mean Dwayne Johnson because he hasn't gone by the Rock in years.
Yeah. Oh my god, he quoted the movie.
Live performance for you. You're welcome, Instagram.
Chris?
Number one would probably be Chris Jericho. Then Rob Van Dam. And Mick Foley probably after that.
Nice.
For me, I would have to say I've been like revisiting just funny stuff that Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do. And like I'm not even watching the matches. It's just him goofing around and driving the beer truck and stunnering people. And I'll go with Stone Cold. He's just a fun guy.
Nice.
Seems
Nice.
cuddly.
Seems cuddly. I would have to go myself. It would be Chris Jericho and Dwayne Johnson.
Chris Jericho's
Sure.
awesome.
Jericho, yeah, I'm a big Jericho fan. And Dwayne Johnson, he's just, for me, that was my back into wrestling when he had become the Scorpion King in The Mummy 2. And then I heard, oh, he's
A really transformative role.
He was coming back to wrestling, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll start watching it again. And I was a kid, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I like it again. And I watched wrestling for years after that, consistently, every week, every pay-per-view. So So that would be definitely the reason for Dwayne Johnson for myself.
Fair enough.
Fumbling with my clipboard here. Do we have another question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many takes for the kissing scene between the guys in the movie was required?
Do you remember, Chris?
Well, they only needed.
Two takes. We were running out of time. We only had our sound guy for a limited amount of time, but we went way past that even. So we had to like wrap that. That was the last scene we decided to do. So yeah, we only had like I don't know it was like 2 takes for sure actually. Because I remember we wanted to do one more, but he's like, no, I gotta go. I'm already like late for work. So yeah, 2 takes. We nailed it.
He really wanted to do one more. He really wanted to do one more.
Well, that was the kissing scene between you two.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, our sound guy had to leave, and we were like really scrambling to finish all the stuff in that location because it was the only time we would have that.
Yeah, and then we actually had to ADR the entire scene where I'm running to the sports stream van with the keys, and I steal the van. And so like that's zero audio. That was completely created in a lab for that scene.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just we're gonna have to take a 1 30-second intermission here. Can we grab your keys? Aria, could you please take Keith down to the bathroom so he doesn't die? He needs to pee really bad.
I don't think an intermission is required for that.
Is that what those noises were?
His bladder's
I heard
about to
someone
blow up.
dying in the corner. Sorry.
No, it's fine, Keith. You
Come,
gotta
my
go.
child.
It's fine. You gotta go. It's totally
We
fine.
can keep going, right?
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep going. Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't be hilarious without us.
Question number 3, Garon-Time 4. What is the greatest obstacle you had to overcome in this film, or are still overcoming?
What do you guys
I
think?
don't have an answer yet. This film.
For me, it was when we were wrestling in wrestling school. I had flips, and I'm just a heavy set guy, so like I was always paranoid about landing on my neck. But I just kept doing it and just kept trying. One time I actually did land on my head, but it didn't even hurt. It just looked really bad. But yeah, I guess overcoming fear of being paralyzed from the neck down was my biggest fear, and I'm glad I overcame it. Now I don't care.
Now he just flips in every room he walks into.
Overcoming the fear of being paralyzed from the neck down. Perfect.
Coop?
I don't know. I think. I guess just. I really wanted to have a good performance in this movie because I was not proud at all of anything I've ever done before this movie. I've always hated everything I've ever done, and especially the first. I'm critical, but the first movie we did, it was not good for a lot of reasons. But I just wanted to make sure that I put my all into this and made sure that I gave a good performance. And I remember on the first day we shot, I was like, oh man, I wasn't finding the right groove because we were doing this kind of loose, kind of improv-y scenes at first, and I wasn't really happy with them. I didn't really find my character's voice, kind of, and so the first day of shooting, I was kind of bummed out, and then we just kind of I don't know what happened, but we just fell into this awesome groove, and after day 1, it just was great, and I am really happy with the performance, but I was very nervous for a long time.
And that's the only day we did reshoots on too, day 1. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, making sure that I could be proud of acting.
Yeah. Let's say in terms of performance in the movie, it would also have to be something along the same line, somewhere in the middle between these two. But really, the line that I wanted to strike is making a wrestling movie that wrestling fans wouldn't hate. I didn't want to be the guy who made a wrestling movie that wrestling fans didn't like. So, just taking training seriously while juggling producing the film and having directed and starring in it as well. So it was just wearing a lot of different hats, which I'm still currently doing. But
Sure.
yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Sorry, we had another question?
Reggie and Maurice find themselves in unfavorable positions in life, but manage to bring their desires to fruition. Can either of you 3 involved list specific times when that could have rang true to your positions in life?
Say it really quickly again. What?
Super quickly.
Yeah. Or
Well,
like
like an
recap.
English.
When you said those two at first, I was like, oh, I'm going to turn my brain off for that. And I realized I had to pay attention.
Reggie and Maurice find themselves in unfavorable positions in life, but manage to bring their desires and dreams to fruition. Can the three of you name a point in time, or describe a point in time, when that rang true to what you were experiencing in your own personal lives?
Our whole life is constantly like that, in a way.
You know that we were born in Edmonton, right?
It's near Grand Prairie.
It's near Grand Prairie, so we've been fighting since day one. For me, I'll say that's right. Now he's living the high life. For me, I'll say I think the thing with Reggie and Maurice is that they appear to be in such a crappy position because they're actually in an okay position, but it's just okay, and I think that's the problem with a lot of entrepreneurs and artists. Why they don't push themselves is because they're kind of like pretty cool with how life is going, and like those guys got to hang out every day and smoke pot and drink every day and just talk about being the greatest, and no one would ever come along and prove them wrong. So it's not that I think that they were in a terrible position, it's more that they got so comfortable that their lives became terrible without them even knowing it. So I think once you're in a situation where challenging yourself is scary because you love the way things are going, I think that is the ultimate, disadvantage.
That's a good one. Also, like fear of failure. A lot of people don't want to push themselves, like Dan said, because they're super comfortable, but also because they don't want to be embarrassed and they don't want to fail. It's kind of cliche, I know, and there's a bunch of memes about this. Like, you go to Facebook, you see 50 of them in 2 seconds, but like, failure is the best route to success, because if you fail something once, you're less likely to do this the same way again. And that happens with everything, right? Anytime you feel uncomfortable, it's good to kind of put yourself out there. Like moving to Vancouver is the first time I had moved away from my house or my family, and I had 2 giant experiences in a brand new city. So that was something to overcome. But eventually, I got used to it. Acting, same deal. I was terrified of being a fool on camera, then I was, and I learned from that experience. Made the same mistake again for the most part. But yeah, you just gotta kind of shake off the cobwebs and just kind of put yourself out there. Put that in me.
Yeah, that's a meme.
Is this Drag Race?
Drag race?
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race? I wish.
The gimbal not working?
Yeah, it just turned off. Yeah.
Your show?
I think it should have.
Okay.
It stopped gimbling.
10 seconds, and we'll reset. The gimbal, just stay with us. Just let it fall. Just hold the button down.
Hold mode.
No, not mode. Power. Just turn the power.
It's working now.
Okay. Great, we're back. Keith's back too. Keith made it. Yay! So we cut you off there.
Oh, I don't know. I guess every time we ever do any kind of project, I always feel like we're starting at square one every single time. And we always think like, oh, it'll get easier this time, but every single time is almost harder than the last time. So I always feel like we're always in a unfavorable position. But yeah, I don't know. I have no positive spin on that. It's just hard.
Life sucks.
It's just hard all the time. Like you're starting this thing, like you always have these challenges every week. I'm sure there's going to be new ones every single time you do it.
Yep.
But it's just
It's fun too.
yeah, that's the thing.
It's
You
a
got to
rush.
find the fun in solving that weekly challenge or whatever it is.
I just remembered right now I was supposed to let Cindy know that we were here because I was inviting her here. And I'm so sorry I forgot. Don't forget
She's a
about
little nice,
people.
wherever I live.
Don't forget about people. Yeah, that's great.
I think she knows you're here now.
Oh yeah, I'm here now. Yes, it's a thing. Getting in a wrestling ring, professional ring, has been a dream of mine for a very long time.
never knew that.
Yeah, I when I was in my teens, I was walking around telling everybody I was going to become a pro wrestler. Legitimately, I was like, I want to be a pro wrestler. That's what I'm going to do.
I think Chris and I did that too.
What did he say?
I think he said, yo.
Okay.
Technology, yeah!
We got lag times across the board here.
How has that not been solved, by the way? Like, I hate on like CNN even when there's still like a 12-second delay. Like, they can do anything, but you can't stop that 12-second awkwardness.
I don't know.
How's the weather down there? The 12 seconds.
Yeah,
and
they're
nothing.
like-
What? It's the worst.
I have no idea. It's got to be internet speed or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, hey, Cisco said that 5G is ready to go, and everybody's twiddling their thumbs. And they're
Cisco
waiting
the
for it.
Dragon?
The Dragon. I don't know what that is.
Oh no, Cisco.
Like, I'm talking about
Oh,
Thong
yeah.
Song singer.
That's who I thought you were talking about too.
It's-
But,
it's
no, it's like an internet company or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. I honestly thought you were talking about the rapper guy.
Second banana to the R&B sensation of the late 90s or whatever.
That's fantastic. I didn't know he was an authority on wireless
I
networks.
know.
all
I
things.
thought he had some inside scoop we didn't know.
That's phenomenal.
Thong song and internet genius.
So, just real quickly, like I said, that was a dream for me. What was it like for each of you, Danny and Christopher, to first step into the ring for your real match, your legitimate match?
Well, Chris went to the ring first, so I'll let him answer first.
Yeah, that was an experience. I was like, I was trying to keep my shit together backstage before I went on, but I was insanely nervous because you're doing something in front of a live audience. You don't want to make any mistakes, and you don't want to. There's so much on the line too, because you don't have a take two. As it is a live audience, you got to do it all in one match, and as well, you don't want to make the ECCW guys look bad either because they helped us out so much. We want to have a good product for them. So like stepping up there, I had there's so much stuff running through my head. But as soon as I actually exited the backstage and got towards the ring, and everyone was kind of cheering, I kind of fed off the energy of the crowd a little bit, which made it a lot easier. Also, I didn't have that much time in the ring by compared to Danny Mac. He had like at least 30 a minute longer than I had in the ring. So
Is that true? How so?
that kinda helped them too. Oh yeah, you were in the ring for way longer than I was. I had a spot at the beginning and a spot at the end, I think.
Right.
You were getting the shit kicked out of you almost the entire time when you were out there.
Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah. That's right.
But yeah, so it was nerve wracking, but afterwards when it was done, it was just like we pretty much nailed it. I felt very confident and like just happy and just ecstatic essentially. So it was a lot of fun at the end. It was all worth it. But yeah, before man, I was so nervous.
Me too.
I was nervous for you guys because I was there walking around the ring pretending to direct the thing or whatever, the shoot, and the whole time I was like, man, I can't believe these guys are about to step out into this real audience and do a match in a real thing, and like I was sick to my stomach just thinking about what they might be feeling like.
It was one of the most anxiety high moments I've ever had for a multitude of reasons. Like Chris said, just to give people just sort of a background on the scene, it's the final scene of Heel Kick if you watch it, and it's in front of a live wrestling crowd at a wrestling show. So those aren't extras; they're actual pro wrestling fans who paid to go watch a wrestling show.
Yes, you had to do a real show.
Exactly, and we inserted our match into their live show that they do at that venue all the time. So we couldn't cut and just pick up a match if we screwed up a spot anywhere. It wouldn't have worked. The crowd would literally boo, and they didn't sign up for that. We just had to put a good match on and try to capture all the key moments. We had extra cameras that day, but it was pretty nerve-wracking, like Chris said. But once it was done, it was such a relief. But man, yeah, I was panicking before we went out there. But it was really fun once we got out there and started doing it. But yeah, I remember like not really feeling any of the like the only one thing that really kind of hurt was when Chris kicks me in the ribs, and it's just a really quick little moment, and he just connected like really hard, and I just got like crazy winded the second that he did it. Yeah.
That's rough.
So thanks, Chris. I'll never wrestle again because of you.
ribs are broken. Do we have a?
Yeah, in practice, you really wrecked my shoulder. Yeah. He clotheslined me so hard that I didn't land flat. I landed like on my side because he like kept twisting his arm down. So I didn't land flat. I landed like all on this side, and I just like crunched it. It just sucked. My shoulder sucks now. No, it's not so bad. It really hurt, and it still hurts.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So, do we have any other questions right now? Yeah.
How much would one have to pledge in order to receive a supportive leg tap and brace from Danny?
Oh, you just buy Heel Kick on either iTunes. I prefer iTunes, Amazon or Google Play, and leave a review, and then
I get it for free.
he gets free ones. This guy. He's
Oh
crazy.
man, we should start an ASMR channel where you just stroke my leg
Just this noise.
for like an hour. Let's all just be quiet. We're making some
Starting.
Like and subscribe.
When you heard that Heel Kick was the #1 pre-ordered indie film, what was your first thoughts, and what did you think of the response?
I will say that it was. I didn't think that we would get #1 in North America. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I wanted to just hit the top 10, and then someone's like, "You're in the top 5," and then we were in 3rd forever. It was Star Wars, Thor, and then Heel Kick, and that looked amazing. And then I was like, I wonder if we could possibly beat Thor. And a couple hours later we did, and then I'm like, we can beat Star Wars now. I'm certain of it. And then we beat Star Wars. We were there for 2 days, and it was just like, I took screenshots at just any possible time that I could. I was refreshing the page every 30 minutes. There was like a 2-hour period of time where we went back to 2nd place and Star Wars beat us, but then we took Star Wars over again. So there was already a post online like, hey, it was a pretty good run while we had it. And then someone's like, you're back to 1st place! And it was just super fun, and yeah, it was wild. I felt like I was on top of the world.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, when I'm watching, and I saw on Facebook that you guys were, hitting in the top 3, then beat Thor, and I'm sure all of your fans were feeling the same way I was. It's just like your heart's racing. You're like, these guys are gonna fucking do it.
It was nuts.
Yeah, like it was just amazing to watch you guys build something and know that this wasn't a major Hollywood project, and you just like wiped the floor with everything on iTunes. It's just, I'm actually shivering right now. I'm kidding. It's
so
just
sweet.
It's really inspiring. It's really inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best accomplishments of my entire life. Like obviously making a film is so crazy, but I don't know if we'll ever be able to replicate something like that, but that was just really special and like a community thing. I remember specifically getting shout outs from like people I haven't talked to in years, and people I didn't even know, and people from the UK and all over the States, and just saying, like, I just bought it, let's do this, let's beat Star Wars. And yeah, it just became this insane worldwide group project for indie film lovers and pro wrestling fans, and yeah, it was really cool.
That's amazing. That's unreal. More questions over there? One more? Yeah.
Can each of you please recreate your favorite emoji? Or the one that you most frequently use? Smiley faces are a cop-out.
Smiley faces are.
I think there's a way bigger cop-out, which is this one, which is what I use probably.
The like? You never emoji. Yeah, you're always thumbs up liking.
I'm not a huge emoji guy, but oh man, I'm just getting personal. I don't know. I'm trying to think which one I like to receive the most. Probably a nice classic eggplant from this guy right here.
We're not going to recreate the eggplant emoji today. That's not this
No
show.
one's just gonna take a shit either.
Oh my god.
I like this guy with the one eye closed and the tongue that goes.
There's something.
Yeah.
Do you use that?
Make a meme out of that.
That's your favorite?
No, I don't think I ever use that.
I think the award or the medals. Anytime someone
Let's talk about the LOL versus haha thing for a second, because you used to do ha-has.
I used to do.
And now you adopt LOL.
I used to do. First of all, I started with LOL, just the way everyone else did, and then I went to ha-has because LOL seemed played out, and now I'm back to LOL sometimes. Because frankly, I laugh out loud sometimes, and I want people to know it.
So you're an LOL kind of guy. Got it.
Sometimes.
I like the ranking system, the ha-has. You can give like an extra H on the end, or like an extra HA, and you can kind of gauge the joke that way.
Oh, is that like?
That's
hey,
how I do it.
Is that like, hey, like the more Y's you put in, the more you want to screw somebody?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess so, yeah. I regret texting my dad 7 Y's now. Didn't know that rule.
We'll just keep it to 1 Y forever from now on. My last question for you guys, before anybody else. What's the next thing for each of you in anything? Just what's the next thing for each of you guys?
I have no idea personally. I really don't know. Yeah. That's a sucky answer for someone who just had a successful film launch. Jordan Peele's like has 9 movies ready to go right now. He's like, I know what I'm doing until I'm 80. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
I don't think any of us do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's improv.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christopher?
I'm thinking.
He's coming to Vancouver and we're gonna play around.
Yeah, I'm going to Vancouver. That's like the next literal thing. Probably going to be going into like a new career path in the next little bit here. I haven't quite decided 100% sure on what. But I might get into a trade, so we'll be tackling something pretty massive the next 3 weeks to a month.
Nice.
Oh yeah, going back to your cousin's question, the real answer about how to break into the film industry is get a real job first, and then try to do film industry stuff when you're not doing your real job.
When you're not starving and trying to break the bank every week.
That's right. Cooper actually has something.
I got a video game, my first video game coming out. Every year I say it's coming out soon. It's been 6 years.
I didn't realize
soon.
it's
It's
been
coming
that
out.
long.
No, it's been forever, but no, it's every day there's such real insane progress on it, and maybe I'll come back and do a little Garon-Time video game episode.
Yeah,
if
we
you'll have me.
definitely have one planned. Absolutely.
Cool. But yeah, Billy Saves the World will be my next thing.
Awesome. Which, by the way, he's got a Patreon account set up for that. It is
Thirsty Robot.
patreon.com/ThirstyRobot. You can go there, check out his stuff, and you can also, if you like it, you can pledge $1 a month or more. Same with us. We have a Patreon account too. I always forget that.
/Garon-Time.
At patreon.com/Garon-Time. If you guys are enjoying this show, by the way, Instagram and Twitch, the best view is on the Facebook camera. I do understand that you guys might not want to be on Facebook, and we're trying to solve that problem. We're going to be porting over to YouTube at some point. We just can't get there yet. But patreon.com/Garon-Time, and you can pledge $1 or more a month to help build this show and allow us to provide you more content.
What would you give them if they gave you $100 a month?
$100? I can buy new bones with $100.
New bones for your body?
New bones. That's an inside joke. Wow. I'll show you guys that video later. It's really funny. I don't remember the name. Sorry. $100 a month.
Shut up, Chris! Shut up! Shut your mouth!
That was gold.
What did you flip off there?
You?
Nothing, my dog.
So to answer Danny's question, if someone flipped us $100, you would get a sponsor spot on this show. So if you had a business, service, or product, anything you wanted to advertise, we would talk about it on the show every time.
What if it was like one of the alt-right people? Would you switch see? Then you wouldn't really want to talk about it.
I don't. At this show, we do not discriminate on the show, except for
What, you should discriminate against all white people, should you?
Next episode, everyone's just wearing white.
Instagram is done? Okay. You can hit live again if you want. We're not quite done yet.
Real
Just
motivation.
a sigh from
Happy to be here.
Marge Simpson, right?
Yeah, no, I try not to talk about my personal politics too much anymore. I'm a very fiery, passionate person about.
You are.
Yeah, I
Your
really.
Facebook is lit with opinions.
I blow. I blow up on Facebook. I have for years. I have people in this city who absolutely hate my guts, and I'm a love or hate kind of person. They have a movie called Love Hate, and
segue.
It's a real heel kick of a time.
It'll really Billy Saves the World you if you ever.
The only thing I will personally say about my politics on this show is that there definitely needs to be less cycling lanes in Vancouver and more roads. I'm just sick of the cycling nonsense here. Sorry guys, sorry cyclists. The roads were built for cars. There's not enough of you.
I just got that these boots were made for walking stuck in my head when you said that.
Yeah,
That's just what they do.
that's hard.
What?
That's hard.
What's hard? That
song.
To sing?
No, I just, like, yeah, it's hard.
Great finish.
I think
Solid
we
finish.
should probably cover it. We'll pan through some questions. Let's do that. I think, did our computer guy?
Yeah, but I have it on my phone. There's no question.
Okay. Twitch has a couple questions.
Of course Twitch does.
I
And
never
in
would've
typical Twitch fashion, from the four of you, are you a power bottom or are you a power top?
I'm a slimy middle.
Slimy middle.
It's gonna be my new Tinder name.
Should we even
Okay.
Should we just ask the next
We
question?
should just really ask the next question.
It all ends in laughter, anyways.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's talk about the 6'8" question mark.
I don't really get that.
That's the standard size of a door.
Oh, all right.
I do a lot of 6'8". Yeah.
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 That's hard.
That's hard. No, you're using it right. You got it. No, you used it right. Thank you. Is Christopher 6'8"? Is that what's? You're really tall.
How tall are you, Chris?
6'4". 6'4". 4 inches shy, 6'8".
4 inches. That must be what they meant by 6'8". 4 inches
Let's
shy
talk
of
about the
6'8".
I don't know.
It's lingo, I don't know. It's got to be sexual.
Chris and I were almost the same height when we were 14, but then boy did he skyrocket. He really sprouted into a fine young man.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else? No, I
I
think
don't
that,
think you want the rest
that's
of them.
yeah, that's probably a is to cut the questions off.
The dirtiest?
Chris said he'll answer the dirtiest question on there. Or maybe not, I don't know.
Maybe we,
He's just
even
smiling.
he doesn't want to do
He's
it.
just smiling. I
Just breaks into maniac
Lindsay,
laugh.
should we ask this?
Chris, Danny Cooper Christian, fuck, marry, kill.
Oh god.
You got close.
Okay. Well, I can't be involved in the question
No, Christian Garon.
in this one. Oh, okay, Christian. I mean, it makes a lot more sense.
Not yourself.
no other option.
I thought I was getting marriage for sure.
Try to keep the F bombs down.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Thanks for making love to me.
See, that's nice.
What a great way to end things off.
But you know, nothing's more intimate than killing someone. So I think, really, Chris and I, maybe I shouldn't say that on the internet.
You're a filmmaker. You're making films.
That's right.
No one listens to us.
I don't think anyone does listen to us. One day people will, and they'll say like, "Hey, you hear all that crazy shit those guys said on Garon-Time forever ago? Ice road truckers and masturbating."
If you guys haven't seen Heel Kick, it's an adult film. Like
Whoa.
it's a 17A film for sure.
It's actually funny. It's not
It's
like
really
this.
funny. No, it's not. It's not crass like this at all. Yeah, no. But it's a 17A film, and that's what our audience is tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a grown-up movie.
Yeah, totally.
There's partial nudity.
His buttocks.
See? Now they're gonna know not to.
It's okay. My buttocks is actually on IMDb.
Really?
What?
In a short film on IMDb.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
He doesn't have a name for his butt.
It is called Lyrics to Dying Rebirth.
Right,
I
yeah.
have seen that 19 times.
When I just can't get to sleep.
That's my
So what's that
those
crazy
two hands
shaky
slapping
film?
together.
Oh god.
Alright.
Okay. Okay. I think we're good. No, we're not good.
No, you want to end that.
Okay. All right. Anything from Facebook?
Jason says, "Love the movie. Grew up watching old school WWF, and it brought me right back."
That's
Keep up
awesome.
the
What a
great work.
sweet note.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason.
That's
That's
awesome.
really nice.
Thanks, Jason.
We're gonna end it on that amazing question.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Comment.
Compliment.
You
Compliment.
ruined it. No.
So, this has been the third episode of Garon-Time, and this is Cooper Bebo, Danny Mack, Christopher J. Wilcox. Christopher, thank you for Skyping with us. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was a fun time.
Awesome. Okay. Signing off.
Group
Have a good night.
hug.